comparing this to Hot Water. The band in general is a lot more bare bones than anything we've done in the past, which is songwriting-wise anything anyway, and I think it's good. I feel like there's a lot less flailing around in songs. There's not as much like, dude, let's do this really fucking fucked up time signature here just because we can. We're really focused on just writing good, I mean, rock songs, for lack of a better way to describe them, I'd say.
Well, we were driving to the studio and we needed a name and we happened to be going through DC, and it was when they were thinking about reinstating the draft and all this stuff, and it just kind of flew out, the draft, and everybody just kind of was like, yeah, it's alright.
As all names.
That's alright, whatever, I don't hate it.
Alright, I don't think it does, and now it's too late if it does. We're working on stuff as a three-piece for, I don't know, probably about 6 months or so, maybe a little less. And less than that, 3 or 4 months. And realized that we needed another guitar player. For a while we were like, well, let's just try to keep it a three-piece for the ease of us all knowing how we work together and not, you know, bringing another personality in. But we've known Todd for a long time.
We used to tour with his old band Discount, so we knew that we could get along on tour, because that's where we're going to spend most of our time in a band. Like, personalities like kind of mix pretty well. He showed up to practice every day, and he's a great guitar player, and it just kind of worked out. It was easy.
We definitely need 2 guitars when we play live, at least. And then it's one of those things where I think that the three of us having been in a band together for so long before this, it's kind of nice to have someone else. And I think it's almost necessary, because it's really easy to write the same songs over and over and over again and do the same things that you're comfortable with and used to over and over again. So I'm actually really excited to start writing new stuff and see what Todd brings to the table. Yeah, and I think if you look back at a lot of the stuff that Chris has done with other projects and the songs that he was lead vocals on in Hot Water, not all of them, but the majority of them were the more melodic stuff, and I think that's just sort of like what his songwriting and singing and stuff leans towards. And I mean, I like it too. So it was, I don't know if it was necessarily like purposeful or on any level, but it was definitely the kind of the natural direction, I guess.
He's going. Chris is becoming a better vocalist. And he can do a lot more with his voice. We're just becoming better songwriters.
Unless we get some kind of a crazy, like a really good opportunity to do a longer support tour, I don't think we'll be out for more than 3 weeks if we can help it, because it's not
fun after 3 weeks.
It's not fun after 3 weeks, man.
Well, getting a little too old for that.
Well, and there's no reason for it. I mean, it's a lot, and it's not, everybody's got home lives that they like as much as being gone, if not more, or differently, I guess. You know, you can drive anywhere in a couple days and start a tour.
Legs. Break up the country in the legs rather than trying to do it all in 6 weeks, you know?
I mean, this is a perfect example of, we're doing the West Coast in 10 days, including travel, which is, and we're also, I mean, we're playing Santa Cruz tonight and Anaheim, so we're not, you know, we're not really skipping out on anything at all. So it's, I mean, as much fun as we have playing and touring, and I mean, that's the only way you can make any money to doing it at all. It's still, you know, there's no reason to, I don't think it's necessary to pound yourself into the ground doing it at all.
It's home.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we were with Hot Water for a while, so we investigated some other possibilities for a while, and it just, I mean, Brett was the first one before we even thought about any of it that said, I'll put the record out, you know, and so we kind of said, cool, you know, we'll get back to you. We're not even really ready to do that right now, and it just, you know, he was the one that was still there, and they have a really great, I mean, for us, it's as important to tour internationally it is in the States, if not more so. So they have a great international just kind of setup. Makes it really easy to go to a lot of places and actually be supported and know your record's there and whatnot. So that's always been, I mean, that was one of the main reasons we went with them in the first place.
And Brett actually gives a shit. Like, he really wants us to be like career musicians. He wants us to be able to tour and play, you know, do whatever we want to do musically. And
they care. Home, you know? I do actually believe that people at the label care. Yeah. I mean, this is, you know, kind of going against punk rock in general, saying what it is and what it isn't, but I mean, these bands are just fucking hair metal bands at this point, you know, and that's fine. I liked hair metal. Like, I understand why kids like it, but it doesn't really, and it's not even, I don't think it's the old guy in me, because there's plenty of new bands that I like, but I don't really see any direct correlation between what these bands are trying to do and anything that I'm interested. Not saying that I don't want like this band to be successful or popular, but I don't want to have to act like a jackass to make it happen. It used to be a lot weirder for me when I was around people that I was really heavily influenced by, or when people said that sort of thing to me, but it's a lot more on a peer-to-peer level, I guess, now, you know. But it's always, I mean, it's nice. It's you just have to shake it in stride. I mean, it's like we're on tour with Avail, and those guys, I mean, I grew up on them and around them, so it's, you know, definitely much appreciated. But there's always that time when somebody in some band that you don't like is like, man, I love your band, you really, and you're just like, oh, really? Is that what happens if you listen to us? Like, let's just write really good songs, and then if cool shit happens, cool, but whatever.